Thanks for listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke. I am very quick. During the countdown, I got up to get a water, and guess what? The cord is wrapped around my leg. Hello, Jason Shear. How are you doing today?
I'm doing. How are you, Mike?
Not too bad, not too bad. All right, we got a lot to get through this show. Many things on the docket. Many things. So, first and foremost, we are going to talk about additions for the Arizona football team. We are going to talk about visits. We are going to talk about what I like about these visits. I am going to try to be nice to Brent Brennan on this show. And we're going to talk about what Tommy Lloyd needs to do this offseason. But first, Sheer, let's talk about some of the things that happened yesterday. Obviously, Arizona loses Robert McDaniel. He decides to go to UCLA, and it is what it is. Arizona says, you know what we're going to do? We are going to get a guy with two last names. Sawyer Robertson. Sawyer Robertson, 5'10", 180, out of Texas, was an ex-Purdue commit. I'm just going to ask you this, Sheer, with the way you guys have him rated, is he an OKG?
No, I think what it is
Would you tell me if he was an OKG?
Yeah. I mean, his offer list at one point was super impressive and real at one point. He's been committed to Purdue for over a year. I think what he is more than an OKG is he's very system oriented. Like their high school runs a spread. His numbers in high school are insane. There's a reason why Graham Harrell wanted this kid. There's a reason why Seth Dagey, who runs a similar system, wanted this kid. He may not have worked at Arizona under whatever it was last year or a jet.
Well, nobody was going to work at Arizona last year.
Right. It may not have worked like a pro style, but for this style, I think he fits fine.
All right, Kevin WN, the great Kevin WN from Wisconsin. OKG, this is a joke. We very much like Rich Rod on this show, but this was a joke because basically what happened is for about 6 years, Rich Rod had brought in the worst recruiting class each year, mainly because he didn't try. And he would say, don't worry about the ratings. Don't worry about the ratings. This is a class filled with OKGs, our kind of guys. OKGs is basically synonymous with a player that sucks. Yeah, I don't know what else to put it. That's the way that I could put. That's the best way that I could put it. OKG. There you go. Okay. Now, so you're on record as saying the man with two last names, Sawyer Anderson. I like that name. Sounds like an author. It's like a Nobel laureate or something.
Yeah. Very impressive. You know, anytime you get the two first name things, it's good.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
He's solid. He's not a 4-star guy. You know, I think maybe he should be a little higher than his ranking. I watched his huddle yesterday, but he's a very system oriented guy. I think he'll be fine at Arizona.
By the way, Joseph in here, the great Joseph, one of our favorite people. What is your name on I should know this. What is your name on the Wildcat Authority boards, Mr. Joseph? What is it, Sheer?
I have no idea.
Maybe all right. Yeah, either way.
But to answer that question, I don't see how Graham Harrell fits with Arizona staff right now. People keep asking that.
Yeah, I don't see it as well. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Javion Cole. Oh, the lovely Erica L. Day is in here as well. All right, now Javion Cole. From Texas, via San Jose State. He didn't want to come to Arizona the first time. I guess he realized when he went to Texas, hey, wait a second here. There's a lot of really good players here. I am going to go somewhere else. He is coming back to Arizona. I would imagine that he is going to start. Sheer, we have all the playing time you want. Yeah, Joseph, you do need to get on the boards. Dang right.
Yeah, this goes back to what we were talking about yesterday, where just because a kid didn't play at Texas doesn't mean he's not good enough. Cole was really good at San Jose State. There's a reason why he got the offer and committed to Texas. That secondary is loaded. They might win the national championship. He's coming back to Arizona. He's going to start. He's a lock to start at corner, and he's very good.
He's very good as well. And again, need to be very clear about something here. Let's see. Is Skier going to run an MLK day deal in January? Skier, I'm trying to get you Joseph on the board. Joseph would be great.
We're running 50% off right now.
Joseph, get on the board right now. You can make fun of Skier in person on the board, and look at me bringing people in. And you can make fun of me, and you can make fun of me as well. Very, very good. Yes, any neutrals yet from Dick Wilson for Erica? All right, Joseph, check it out. Thank me later. All right, now, Cole is going to start. Right now, I think you're looking at the corners of MGK and, wow, Erica just said Dick, not yet. Okay. Oh, never mind for Dick Wilson. Never mind. I apologize. I was like, what the heck is this? Okay. Let's talk a little bit now about let's that took me off.
Have a good show, everyone.
That took me all right. Now let's talk a little bit about all right, the corners. I think right now we have MGK and Javion Cole. Those are going to be your starters, Mr. Jason Shear at corner. We need nobody else.
Yeah, they added Michael Dansby, and I think they're going to probably add 2-3 more. Remember, they don't have a secondary. Like, they don't have any other corners. G7 left, Freeney left, Takario left. So there's a bunch of guys that they need to add. So they're not done adding corners yet, but I would assume that right now, if the season started, it'd be Cole and MGK. I think MGK's spot is a little more up for grabs than Cole's, though.
Okay, yes. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the other cornerbacks that we have on this roster. All right. Now, Michael Dansby. I am going to throw Michael Dansby in as an OKG. Yes, ADHD going crazy. Yes, Taylor, it is. It is off the chain. Off. Do kids still say off the hook?
No, we do. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Michael Dansby though. San Jose State. I'm going to put him. Tony Clifton says Mike will end up calling him Tom Sawyer. That will absolutely happen if he ends up.
100%.
Okay. Let's talk about Michael Dansby. I am going to put Michael Dansby in as an OKG. If you go on the San Jose State message boards, let's be honest here. Who is not on the San Jose State message boards? I mean, they all are, correct. But he was not well liked at San Jose State. So therefore, he is coming to Arizona. Fill us in, Jason Shear.
Yeah, he's a little iffy to me. Again,
a little iffy. OKG. Hey, can you say trending towards OKG?
Trending towards OKG. He did not have a good season last season. He's kind of gone downhill a little bit with his PFF numbers and all that. If he doesn't start, I don't really have a big problem with it because they need depth. But he's one of the guys where I'm pretty questionable about right now.
All right. Yes, exactly. But we need depth. Like I said yesterday when I call you, we need depth for Arizona football. Again, attempting equals A. Yes. That is that's where I think we have to go with here. We're attempting things. That equals A's. Let's see here. Let's see here. All SJSU guys have been OKGs. I don't think that's necessarily fair. Trey Smith's okay. He's not an OKG. I think all the other ones have been okay. Quali's okay too.
Quali wasn't an OKG. Sam Olsen.
Definitely an OKG. Ryan Stewart, definitely an OKG.
Like 2 for 4.
Okay, so far we're batting 50% on that.
Not bad. That's not bad.
So far we're batting 50% on OKGs. Okay, yes. Okay, now let's talk a little bit then about some of the player. Well, you know what? Before we do any of that, hold on. Let me get this. Just a second. Time for a dramatic pause. Okay, Kevin L. Thomas, here's your pause. Now, we've talked about this a good deal with the Arizona football squad, and I don't think that we've probably hit on this enough with the Arizona basketball team. At what point do we just need to say, you know what, this isn't working out, and we just need to put Empire Flooring all over? Everywhere Arizona goes, it's basically Empire Flooring. I kind of think that might work, Shear.
I think we're past that point, Mike.
I kind of think we're past that point as well. And, honestly, with Empire Flooring, let me ask you this. Do you think the courts would be a little bit more bouncy with Empire Flooring?
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Check it out. All right. Now, with Empire Flooring, the other thing that I think you got to be very, very excited about, though, too, is you got a really good deal. $350 off new floors. Go to empiretoday.com/PHNX. Again, with Empire Flooring, it is very, very good. You will thank me later on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Empire Flooring. Also, now. Let's talk a little bit about the Fiesta Bowl. All right. Fiesta Bowl. All right. Go to the Fiesta Bowl. Viva Fiesta playoff quarterfinals. All right. Fiestabowl.org. Do you plan on going to the Fiesta Bowl?
It's not in my plans, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, again, now Arizona, a lot of people thought that Arizona was going to be in the Fiesta Bowl. They were wrong. Erica L. Day kept telling us all year that Arizona is going to be Irish Mike. That's a great point. We're going to get to that in just a second. But the Fiesta Bowl, so far, Arizona's not going to be in it, so we need to look at that. But again, I could see Erica L. Day going to that. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, Erica told us, what was it, like 2 days ago, that she was going to the Fiesta Bowl?
Because, yep, exactly.
Fiesta Bowl neutrals, it's just everything that she's always wanted.
With Kobe L. Thiel. Okay, yeah. Now, join us for the first ever college football playoff quarterfinal at Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Buy your tickets, reserve parking, and premium experience at fiestabowl.org/tickets and Viva Fiesta. Yummy, yummy. Okay. Now let's talk about a couple other players here, and then we're going to get to the visit to list here, which I got off the board. By the way, everybody on there, if you're on Wildcat Authority, don't copy and paste and put it on Twitter. That makes Sheer very, very upset. I don't care; it don't matter to me, but don't do it. Sheer, you would agree with this?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. Now, let's talk about some guy. This guy's probably not coming here, but you know what? We can give him credit, Arizona credit for at least trying. Wayshawn Parker. He is down to Arizona and Utah. Is it Wayshawn Parker?
Yeah, he might come here.
I thought he was going to Utah.
He's probably going to Utah, but never count out Zoe. They're in it. They're absolutely in it.
Okay, all right. Well, Wayshawn Parker, if you could bring in Wayshawn Parker, all of a sudden I feel very, very good about that running back room. Well, either way, they're going to figure it out because Zoe's a beast. But Wayshawn Parker, who we also know for a fact is eligible, so that's a good thing. You Kedrick Risano, yes, please sign me up for 2.
Yeah, they're going to land 2 running backs in the portal. I trust Zoe, even if they don't get Wayshawn Parker. I know they're going to land good running backs in the portal. I already know there's multiple others they're going after. You know, they probably would land Parker if there wasn't coaching changes. His running backs coach at Washington State is now at Utah, and people want to play at Utah more than they do Washington State. So that's why Utah is the favorite. If that didn't happen, he'd go to Arizona. I mean, he cut UCLA, USC, and others. This really is a 2-school battle. Unfortunately for Arizona, if he doesn't come here, that's why he wouldn't come here. Well, no,
Sean Sladek, I totally disagree with you on this one. Listen, it's not his fault that Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt wasn't eligible. I mean, Zoe goes by what he knows. He's not the compliance officer. And honestly, if Quali Conley and Kedrick Risano are your backups, I think Zoe did a fine job, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Zoe did fine. What are you going to – he's going to land more. He's the best recruiter on the staff, pound for pound.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, as the kids would say.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with you on that one, though, Joseph. I agree with you on that one. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the wide receivers, and then we are going to get into the visit list here. With the wide receivers, right now you got Luke Wysong, and I'm optimistic that Chris Hunter will be back. I always want to say Chris Henry. That Chris Hunter will be back. Here's where I'm at. If that's here, and I think you might have actually made actually a good point. Conley didn't declare. This was his 6th year, so he's definitely gonna.
That's actually one of my pet peeves. Now that someone brought it up, can we stop doing the declaration for the NFL graphics when we have no eligibility left?
You have nothing left.
Yeah, he did one of those. That's why they're saying that. He had the graphic with the picture, and I'm headed to the NFL. It's you got no choice.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kevin WN. Jeremiah Patterson is back, baby. I have not seen that he has entered the portal. I have not seen that he was the not only have I not seen that he has entered the portal, by all accounts, he has not entered the NFL draft.
Mike, you say he's back. I say he never left.
By the way, I said yesterday on a phone conversation, I said I called it the MNFL. So we got the MNBA, the MN.
That'll catch on real good.
Yeah, it's going to have a lot of fun with that. Okay, Irish Mike in here. Hey, remind me about the accountability question, Irish Mike. My brain's going a million different ways right now because it's a very good point. All right, now let me ask you this. Chris Hunter and Luke Wysong. Ideally, those are a good 2 and that's a good 2 and 3. I need somebody a little bit I need Girthier. Yes. Girthy, strong, strength, all of that. Ooh, interesting. We have a private chat in here. Do you guys? No, I don't hear any echo. Does anybody hear an echo?
It's just me then.
Yeah, I don't know. That's dude, be a professional for once in your life.
Usually I don't have the echoes. I'm very nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's might be just in your head. No echo for me. Okay, now, I need. Oh no, Kevin L. Thomas, did you do that on purpose?
No, Mike. No, Mike. You're good. You're good, Mike. You're good.
Okay. Whew, whew, whew. I didn't know if that was like the Ben One White thing where it's like around the block, around the block, around the block, around the block, around the block.
That's viral.
Yes, it is. So anyways, Arizona needs a girthier wide receiver, though. Somebody that is a little bit more, I like both those guys, but I don't need T-Mac, although it would be nice if T-Mac decided and he just said, you know what, screw that, I'm coming back. I want to back the A another year. That's, I would like to add somebody that I know for a fact is very, very good. What say you?
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about Seth Dagey is that, like, even if you go by his Twitter, and I know that's not the only recruiting guys do, he is aggressive right now. Like, they're going after a bunch of dudes. He's going after O-linemen and wide receivers. They had Trey Spivey on campus yesterday, I believe, and I would expect them to offer a bunch of wide receivers here, and good ones too. Mark Hamper is one that I really like from Idaho as a freshman. Believe it or not, I think he's actually probably going to go to ASU.
Mark Hamper?
He was Sam Levitt's high school teammate. 48 catches for 970 yards.
Bring him in.
And 6 touchdowns as a freshman. The problem is he went to school with Sam Levitt.
I got a question. Nick Howard, this rumor hasn't taken off yet, but I think we should get it started. Rumor is Ryan Williams from Bama is portaling and that he wants to come to Arizona. I think we could make that one happen.
I don't see why not.
Yes. Kean Burnett's going to be an interesting one. TRN asking about Burnett coming back. I don't know. I have no inside info on this. I do know that Seth Dagey recruited him. I know there's a relationship with the family. That's all I know.
I think that'll be determined by the market. If Kean Burnett enters the market and there's a USC, a UCLA, a school like that available, I think he goes. If he comes to market and it's Colorado State and whatever, I mean, Daggy's going to use the tight end. Like, he's offered multiple tight ends.
Ben One White is very excited about this.
And he has offered multiple tight ends. Burnett in a spread air raid type of offense can feast. So
yes, exactly. I would like to see that spread formation. Let's get those tight ends going. And yes, Mr. Nick Frazier says Williams not girthy enough. I will. You know what? We like girth on this show, but I will say that I would 1,000% prefer. I would prefer it to be.
Trey Spivey is girthy, right?
Yes, we are going to get that. Yes, we are going to get that here in a second. By the way, Brian Jeffries saying girth. On the live broadcast, it has taken over. So Rhino has used it now. Brian Jeffries has used it now. Matt Muehlbach.
Who's left?
I don't know. I didn't think that I would get.
We need like Jay Billis to say girthy.
I didn't think that I would get Brian Jeffries to say it. I really didn't. I thought he would be the.
It sounds like such a mature word when he says it too.
Oh yes, he's like, well, Tobe Awaka, bringing in, got a little bit more girth coming in the game. Yes, of course we would take Ryan Williams. Duh.
I don't know if we would. Jeremiah Patterson's good, man.
Would he be scared off by Jeremiah Patterson?
I didn't want to go there, but you did, and I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. No, Sam Kim, we have not had under 200 lives in like 3 weeks, dude. Join the program, man. U of A fans are awesome, dude. So yeah, that's what we do around here. Misery loves company. Come on over.
If Arizona was good, would we have 200 lives?
What's that?
If Arizona was good, would we have 200 lives?
You know what's weird about this now? And I don't know what's happening. And maybe this is because there's a football school. We're a football school. The numbers, when we talk about basketball, the numbers will go down. It'll be like the other day was at like 228. And then we started talking basketball and it ended at like 170 or something.
There's just a lot going on with football right now. Like football's just because of the portal and stuff. Football's really never over now.
Right. Oh, by the way, back the A-Ray, my guy says your Jeffries impression was right on. Well, Mike, It certainly seems to be adding a little bit more of a girthy tone to the court. So yeah, I think that you got to look at
Ooh,
that.
UCF, Scott Frost is hiring his DC.
Who's his DC?
Alex Grinch.
Oh, that guy sucks.
Yeah, good news for Arizona. Good news.
Irish Mike. Irish Mike puts it very, very well. He says, it's because we are a football school. Duh. No. All right. Angel Antonio Chavez. Best name in the chat. Double AC. He says, Skier, any word on our D-line coach and his recruiting? And then we're going to get to the visit list. I will let you have the Joe Samalo.
He actually recruits. He does recruit a little bit. I'm not a big Joe Sumalo fan, but he does actually recruit a little bit. I don't think he's landed anyone. Well, he was involved with Chancellor Owens a little bit.
Okay.
But
hey, you want to hear my song for Joe Samalo? He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Dude, we went off the air yesterday, and I was like, Shelby, do you know that song? And she knows the entire song word for word.
Yeah, no, I was one. I'm like, I got propane in my ears. I have all the characteristics of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Okay. All right, back to normal stuff. Quit getting me off topic.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin L. Thomas, can we please bring up this visit list exclusively from Wildcat Authority? All right, we're going to go player by player. Trey Spivey. I like Trey Spivey. He didn't do anything at Kansas State, but I did like Trey Spivey coming out of high school. Chandler. I like Trey Spivey. That's an interesting one for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Is Arizona going to get Trey Spivey?
I don't know. He's very quiet. He's not doing interviews. I don't even know what other visits he's taken. He's got a lot of offers, but that one's interesting too, Mike, because he's like best friends with Genesis Smith. And while I don't think Genesis Smith is going to come back, I wonder if there's a little intrigue there if Trey Spivey commits to Arizona.
Can we get Erica L. Day on the case here? She's taking pictures of random players. She's taking pictures of random players that.
She's like, who is this guy? I was like, Erica, that's
I don't know, dude. She's just some big guy with a beard.
She got hidden pictures of Les.
Yeah, no. Is Les here?
Yeah, Les. The whole family was here.
Oh, really I didn't know that. Okay.
She really did get good pictures. It was Noah, Les, the mom, and Shenko. They were at the basketball game. They knew someone on Weber State.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, I have no inside information on this, but I kind of believe Noah's going to come back. It's just a guess. That is not a hedge like the Shear hedge. Shear, right now, is Noah the starting quarterback for Arizona football?
Sorry, they just announced something. I got excited. Yeah. Chancellor Owens just signed officially. I was like, that's
big. All right, let's talk about Chancellor Owens. Listen, here's where I'm at with this. If you're going on the line, I need one of two things, period, point blank. If you're going to get a lineman, I want them to be from a Power 4 school. If they are not from a Power 4 school, they better be incredibly productive where we're at. He's at least productive. I will give him that. I have no clue if he can play. He certainly looks the part, but either way, that's where I'm at, Skier. What say you?
Yeah, and they better be girthy.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
Duh.
Girthy. I mean, number one.
Girth goes without saying, but no, he is girthy.
Yeah, I like. Look, Chancellor Owens. I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend like I know how a defensive lineman at Northwestern State is, but at least he looks the part.
Okay, now let's talk about. Let's talk a little bit then about these other linemen. Kevin L. Thomas, if you could bring that back up. All right, Lolo Taga, Khalil Laufo, Jordan Brown. Jordan Brown, actually, that is the same Jordan Brown that played basketball at the U of A 10 years ago. He has recommitted himself to football. And then Jason Frausto Ramos, also a French painter. Sure, what do we need to know about these people? I know nothing.
I like this list quite a bit. Put that back up.
Yeah, Kevin L. Thomas, leave this up. Nobody wants to see us anyways.
Lolo Taga is a very large man. And
girthy?
I mean, he is his 6'7", 315. So, yes. Jordan Brown didn't play at Georgia Tech, but he's also girthy. All those guys are good, right? I mean, they're linemen. They didn't play a lot, but they're huge. They're Power 4 schools, all that. Frausto Ramos was recruited by Dwayne Aquina at Stanford. If Dwayne Aquina likes him, I like him.
Yeah. Is he a D lineman?
He is more of a nickel, probably.
He's not a D lineman then? Okay, fair enough. Okay. Now, let's talk about Scooter Jackson, man. You
He's
better
good.
be a good you better be
Yeah.
a good corner if your name's Scooter Jackson.
Dwight Lewis, I'm going to be on this whole list. That's going to sound mean. I really don't care. I don't get Dwight Lewis that offer.
Where is Marion University? I've never even heard of it.
Arizona is his biggest camp offer by far. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I looked at that. Marion University.
Where is
I'll
Marion
bet you, where do we think? Nobody tell us. Where do we think Marion University is in? I'm going to say Indiana.
I was going to say Ohio.
Okay, somebody out there look it up, please, 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 please. Marion University. Where is Marion University?
Marion University Knights. Let me look this up.
Yeah. Okay, this is great live show.
Indiana.
Told you. You want to know why I knew it? You're gonna say, Mike, please tell me why. Why?
Well, how did you know that?
Marion Federal Penitentiary is one of the most well-known penitentiaries in the United States. John Gotti stayed there. I think he died there. Erica L. Day has no clue who John Gotti is. None. There's no way she knows who this is.
No chance.
Yeah. Mike Tyson was there. True story. She didn't even know what race Mike Tyson was. So there's that. So no, I'm not even kidding.
No, you're not. That's why I'm laughing.
What's that?
I know you're not kidding. That's why I'm laughing.
She had no clue. Is that this young generation of people? This young generation of people. So, anyways, although Erica's an exception. Okay. So
I have no idea. There's no film to watch. He played like his toughest competition was like Nazareth.
Nazareth. But here's the thing. Here's the thing when Marion plays Nazareth, you've got to throw everything out the window at that point, and you've just got to watch because that's one of those rivalries that you can't really quantify. You can't really quantify. And yes, Erica, you did say that. I will say exactly what she said to me because I don't think I can get in trouble. She said he's black, right? Yeah, he is. That's. So again, I guess you did know. But
Erica probably had a lot of neutrals that day.
Yes, that is a good point. All right, that's a very good point. Now let's get to some other questions here, and let's get to playing against Jesus ain't easy. Very good point there.
And he had two picks that game. He picked off Jesus.
All right, now let's talk a little bit though. Yeah, from Nazareth University, and now we have Mr. Jesus coming out to give the commencement.
I would approve of that.
Yes. Okay, but
sure.
First. All right, Sheer, we put this out there the other day, and I think that we've just got to be – a lot of people think we're kidding. Listen, we've talked about just lining up 5 Sanderson Fords on the offensive line. But I do think that when I look at this, and I do think to myself, is Arizona actually looking to recruit 5 Sanderson Fords on the defensive line too? Could we basically have the hammer meet the anvil where you've got 5 Sanderson Fords on the offensive side and then 5 on the defensive line as well?
Have
you thought about that?
I haven't. I'm lost for words how effective that would be.
I mean, no, there's no other thing to do about it. I mean, you talk about something's got to give. If you've got 5 Sanderson Fords lined up on both sides, that's going to be a real problem. Good job there.
You know what upset me? So when they pick up the recruits, Mike, they use these SUVs, right? And we saw.
Are they Sanderson Fords?
No, and that really upset me. And I told Shelby that they're not trying hard enough to lock these kids up because if they were, all those cars would have been Sanderson Fords. So another Brent Brennan mistake.
Yeah, this is definitely one that we can blame on Brent Brennan. Oh, by the way, the lovely Erica L. Day says Super Snaps all go to Operation Santa Claus, and you get a chance to win a Ford or a Lincoln. Yummy, yummy. All right, now, and so here's the deal. Also, get your 2024 F-150 truck with 3.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus up to $4,000 cash back. Similar savings on over 900 new and pre-owned on the lot. Check it out. All right, now, besides just that, we also have, let's see. Oh, did I? Oh. I just realized, Kev, I did this out of order. I was looking at my notes from yesterday. I do apologize. Yes, exactly. So we will, this is professionalism at its finest. I do apologize. There's Circle K. I will knock off the Sanderson Ford, though, and I will get to, all right, Circle K. That's the other one. Listen, Brent Brennan, do we think that Brent Brennan has been to Circle K? Honestly, serious question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind about that.
That's that one on 6th Street?
That one I don't know, but he's absolutely been to a Circle K. This is like when you asked if he went to Del Taco. If you're in California, you've been to Circle K's before.
Yeah. That's a good point. Now, TJ Van Martyr says, imagine a Sanderson Ford pass rushing Sam Levitt. You better dodge that Sanderson Ford. But also, if you're smart, you have a Sanderson Ford and you're parking it outside of the Circle K on 6th Street. But either way, Sheer, you were part of the inner circle. This is true.
Absolutely. I've advanced to the second level of the inner circle.
Yes, exactly. Now, be like Sheer. Here's the deal. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for detail. Yeah, the one on Park and Speedway is underrated. The only thing that I don't like about the one on Park and Speedway, though, is it's a bear to get in and out of, though, because there's always all these kids running around and everything. But that one's not bad, though, as well. I have no problem there. Now Irish Mike says he definitely gets the hot dogs when he is in there. I could see that. Yeah, the Catalina one is really good. I like that one as well. Okay, sure. What else do we need to know about guys that Arizona is portaling with right now? Looks like we got the whole quarterback situation figured out if Noah Fifita comes back, although I don't want either one of those guys playing.
I think you got to take a portal quarterback still.
Yes. Let's see here. Let's see. Has he been to the one on 4th Avenue? Oh, Zendaya. The one on 4th Avenue. Oh, the one on Speedway and 4th Avenue, right?
That one's a little shaky. That one's
yeah. That's a little more Grant and Oracle. That's like a distant cousin. Shaky. Yeah, but either way, it's a good one as well. They actually have cheaper gas at that one, though. That one went by the other day. Someday, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go buy all the Circle Ks, and I'm going to find like the ones that have like the cheapest gas, and I'm just going to come up with like a power ranking one just based off that. Okay, now let's get back to all right. I believe you got to get a portal guy as well. Is Cole Tannenbaum back?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm actually,
I still think you need to get a veteran portal guy.
By the way, RMY says Brennan gets his orange slices and Capri Suns from Circle K. That's funny. That is funny. Okay. Let's now talk about the linebacker unit. We got bad news. Listen, if any guys want to go anywhere they want, I don't care, but don't go to SRS. It looks like Jacob Manu is probably going up to SRS.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. I'm very curious how they handle that. I've heard rumors. I think you've heard the same rumors that there's actually a red shirt in discussion.
Yes, I've heard the same thing. As a matter of fact, I told you this, if I'm not mistaken, that I did tell you this.
Yes, I didn't know if you wanted me to admit that you told me that.
Yes, I have heard this as well. Every now and then I hear something. Although if I'm Jacob Manu, I would do that.
No, I know. I would too, especially if he's getting paid to redshirt.
Yes. Okay. Yes, exactly. So there's that. But the linebacker unit, though, Tay Brown is obviously back. You would hope so.
The portal's still open for another 12 days.
Yeah, you would hope so. But let's just say, let's go under the pretense that he's back. The pretense that he is back. But let's
address the elephant in the room. Somehow Justin Flo is not in the portal yet.
Let's see. Oh, by the way, super snap for the great Andy Bryant. Andy Bryant and Erica L. Day. Very, very good. Seeing both of them together. Very good people. Back in the A, backing the skier. Absolutely. $5 super snap. But what were you, Justin Flo? If I'm Justin Flo, I'm coming back, man. They've got to play me.
I mean, look, this dude was transferring. I feel very confident saying that he was going to get transferred or processed, as I like to say.
Yeah, but who's taking him though?
I don't know, but look, it's 12 more days, man.
That's true.
Wendell Moy, by the way, the word on the street, Mike, since we're talking other guys, is Wendell Moy, likely Tennessee. Likely Tennessee.
Well,
I don't think Washington paid enough. Did you see the interview he did the other day where he was talking about the Washington? He's like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm visiting Washington. It depends what my agent tells me to do. So that sums up Wendell Moy.
Yeah, no, he wants to get paid. I got no problem with that, though. I really don't.
I don't either. So Tennessee is likely the fit for Wendell Moy.
Now, I got a question, though. How bad does it make Arizona look, though, if he goes there and he kills it in the SEC? Bad?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. Now, Irish Mike, let's talk about Manu. This is a fair point. I do want to push back a little bit, though. Manu did better when the D-line was dedicated to taking up blocks, so it fits better with him. Correct. I mean, he's a smaller guy, obviously. My problem with Manu, though, was two things this past year, and I put some of it on him and I put some of it on the coaching staff. He looked out of shape. He looked like me and Shearer. He didn't look like he's supposed to look. The other thing, though, that I also didn't necessarily like, that I worry more about the coaching staff, I think, than him, is that he looked like he forgot how to play football. That was for a really cerebral guy, that's kind of what worries me.
Yeah, I like Manu and all that.
Oh, you're about to diss him, though.
I'll just say it like this. I am very intrigued by how he fits in the Big Ten. Those are big dudes. Fast.
Yeah, but they're also slow guys, though. It's
Oregon ain't slow. Ohio State ain't slow. USC isn't slow.
Yeah, but dude, there's so much. Here's the thing with the Big Ten, though. 14 teams suck. So if you've got 14 teams that suck.
Slow. Let's just say they're slow, right? Let's just say they're slow. Are these slower guys stronger and bigger?
Yeah, but you don't think that Jacob Manu could do well against Iowa or like Rutgers or?
I think Jacob Manu is closer to an average linebacker than an elite linebacker in the Big Ten. I think in the Big 12, he's closer to elite than average. Does that make sense?
So why was he elite in the Pac-12 last year when the Pac-12 was the best conference in football?
Because he was in shape and he looked different. Maybe the key is Tyler Owens. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
I would have hired Tyler. In hindsight, I would have hired Tyler Owens as the head coach.
I wonder how much Tyler Owens gets paid.
Is that yes? But
Carroll,
here's my problem with Big Ten football, though, is that the Big Ten there's like 14 teams in the Big Ten that all suck.
You're just killing Nebraska right now, by the way.
Well, I mean, they're not good. We can call a spade, but Iowa stinks. Minnesota stinks. Rutgers stinks. Northwestern stinks. Nebraska stinks. Illinois stinks. I don't care if they're rated. Like, I can just keep going on and on. These teams all stink. Yes, Irish Mike, and at the end of the day, it is on Jacob Manu. If you're showing up out of shape, that's on you. Period. Point blank. I can't.
I'm just saying. I'm very curious. He's a 5'9" linebacker coming off.
Wisconsin stinks too. Yes,
coming off a torn ACL that he will not practice until August. And I would
1,000% redshirt, especially if they're going to pay. If they're going to pay me, yeah. Dick Wilson, Washington stinks. Duh, I just lost the elephant in the room. So I will say that. Okay. Now, as far as the secondary, I am curious how this plays out. Gunnar Maldonado is Seattle does stink, literally. I'm curious how this plays out with Gunnar Maldonado. He's visiting Indiana.
I still think he's a candidate to come back.
I kind of think he is as well. The ones that I have no clue on whatsoever, and I'm going to be very, very curious to see where he ends up is
Stooks.
Trey Stooks, yes.
Yeah.
Trey Stooks. That to me is the one where I'm curious because I have no clue. I have no clue where he ends up. I will say, though, whoever gets him is going to be you're getting a very sneaky good football player that, yeah.
I really like Stooks a lot. The question is, how many major schools is he a very clear starter at? Like Arizona, he's playing every snap, right?
Would he start at ASU at nickel? He would, wouldn't he?
No, he wouldn't.
At nickel?
Over, what's his name? Isn't Shamari Simmons their nickel?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
And Genesis wouldn't start either.
Oh, by the way, see, I disagree with you on Genesis. I was talking with somebody. I think Genesis is good enough. You get him on the field. I think you find a way to get him on the field.
I'm just saying, but he wouldn't start over Xavier Alford.
Right, I get it. Oh, by the way, Len Altieri says Michigan State is stinky too. See, that's the thing. Like, the Big Ten is still just a collection of poo. Like, I know that you've got Oregon's good. I get all of that. I think Penn State's fake good. It just is what it is. All right, now. So, anyways, do you got any other tidbits? Judith says, "Hey Mike, where did you get TTFN?" Oh, come on, Judith. Winnie the Pooh. The end. It says TTFN. Ta for now. Winnie the Pooh. Rutgers. I already said Rutgers, so that's a hallmark of what I said.
I would expect commitments at some point this week. I don't know when, but But here's what you got to know in terms of timeline. It is a dead period starting next week, and school starts, and guys want to enroll early. So actually, it's actually another part of the system that's BS. There are schools like Oregon that are on the quarter system that will be able to take kids later than schools that aren't on a quarter system. But I would expect Arizona to add multiple players here in the next few weeks.
All right, now let's talk. We're going to get to some Arizona basketball. And by the way, we're at 240 lives when we get to Arizona basketball, and we're at the end. Let's see what the live numbers are at. Watch it plummets to like 160 or something like that. Let's talk about this coaching staff then. When it comes to the DC, I know I sound like a broken record, but at the same time, ASU, the Big 12 champ, is rated as the 30th best team in the country. But I'm very curious about these college football playoffs. I am very curious about this because it would not surprise me at all if Penn State loses. It would also not surprise me if some of these other teams. We will find out. We will find out. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the college football playoffs. Or no, not the college football playoffs. What are we talking about? Oh, the coaching staff. Duh. Okay. Coaching staff. So I would believe, and unless I have something, unless I hear something different, I would strongly believe that Danny Gonzalez is going to be that defensive coordinator. I think players on the team are under that impression. I think that, yeah.
I wrote a Danny Gonzalez profile this morning, and I emailed someone or texted someone, close to the program, and I said, should I even write a second profile, or is that a waste of my time? I don't have an answer yet. But my belief is that in any other profile is probably a waste of time right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be Danny Gonzalez. Now, let me ask you this, though, Sheer, and because this is something that I think a lot of people are going to ask. A lot of people. I mean, you've been asked it. I've been asked it. What do you say to the argument that he basically had failed up here? Was terrible as the linebacker and special teams coach, and somehow he's being rewarded with the DC position?
I don't disagree. The special teams thing doesn't bother me. He's not a special teams coach. I think he did it for like 2 years. Hire an individual special teams coach, whatever. Look, the philosophy from Brent Brennan is that Danny Gonzalez is a good coach, and he's a better play caller than Dwayne Aquina, probably. And he has more experience calling plays in that role. And if Arizona was healthy and all that, the defense would have been better.
All right. Well, there you go.
Me personally, I would clean house, but that's not a Danny Gonzalez issue. That's how I am, how I operate. I would clean house on the offensive side of the ball, let Daggy hire his assistants outside of like 2, and I would bring in a new defensive coordinator and let him hire his assistants outside of like 2.
Well, Irish Mike says, I'm not sure he's a linebackers coach either. I mean,
he's not.
So,
but I think there's going to be movement there. Like, I think you're going to see, like Ty Nichols, for instance. I think you're going to see him, who I like Ty Nichols a lot. I think you're going to see like him move positions. You're going to see some movement. You might see some more analyst hires to kind of cover that. Because remember, you can hire as many coaches as you want now. You just have to limit the number that can recruit. So I think you're going to see some movement around on both sides of the ball.
All right. By the way,
Arizona, for instance, could keep Oglesby and make him an assistant offensive line coach or an analyst, whereas before they probably couldn't. So
now let me ask you this, and then I got to get the reads in. We got to pay the bills. We're up to 252 lives, like I said. All right, that's the baseline. That's where we're going to start at when we see basketball and we see how the numbers plummet. But let me ask you this, Joe Somalo. If Joe Somalo is still the D-line coach next year, which I expect him to be, is that basically an indication that Brent Brennan does not care what the people on the team think about Joe Somalo?
Yeah, I mean, we just had, I'm sure Joe's a nice guy, but we just haven't heard anything good about him from players, parents, coaches, all that.
That is basically Brennan's way of saying, I don't really care. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to be judged on it. We will see. I have not heard one good thing about Joe Somalo ever, from anyone. Maybe there is somebody out there. Yes. Dick Wilson says, yes, Skier cleaning house is what you did when you fired Mike. This is true. This is true, Sheer.
Yeah, look, you got to do what you got to do.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes you just got to make some easy decisions or hard decisions. Okay, let's pay some bills, and then let's get to a little bit of Arizona basketball and watch only 32 people be left in the chat. All right, the Fiesta Bowl. Sorry, we got the Fiesta Bowl and the Rate Bowl here, Kevin L. Thomas. I do apologize. Let's see here. The Fiesta Bowl parade? Is that what it is? Yeah. Look at this. Yes. Wop, wop, wop. All right, here's the deal with the Fiesta Bowl. Sure, Arizona's obviously not playing in it. I know. It's not great. But either way, the Fiesta Bowl parade. Sure. Be like Erica all day, and you should be drinking a bunch of neutrals at 10 a.m. in the morning, Saturday, December 28th, or watch it all live on AZ Family 3 TV. For the parade route and more information, check fiestabowl.org/parade. Very, very good stuff. Like I said, you might see Erica all day there. You might see Dick Wilson there. Who knows? Maybe you'll see Irish Mike indulging in a little bit of Irishness. By the way, everybody thinks I'm Irish. I am not Irish. Either way, check it out. Fiesta Bowl parade and the Rate Bowl. Sure. We have not talked nearly enough about the Rate Bowl.
No, we haven't.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's almost like we forgot about it. Here's the deal with the Rate Bowl. Game tickets, premium experience, and reserved parking are all available. Get yours now at ratebowl.com. Get ready to huddle up at Chase Field for college football postseason action as the Rate Bowl kicks off December 26th at 3:30. Got family in town. Huddle up and bring them. Lots of huddling up. Look for a little holiday vacation. Huddle up with friends and come on down. Game again. Game tickets, premium experience, and reserved prices are all available. Get yours now at ratebowl.com. All right. Yes. All right. So let's Arizona basketball. All right, let's see what we can do here.
Rate Bowl.
Rate Bowl. What did I say? The Great Bowl or the Rate Bowl?
It's not, just Rate Bowl.
Okay. 245 listeners. Let's see how this does play out. Okay. The Arizona basketball. I've come to the conclusion on a few different things here. First of all, this team is not good. Sheer, you would agree with me on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now Sheer, I thought Sheer was going to argue with me. Sheer is not arguing with me. The other thing, though, that I think we need to talk about, too, is this is going to be, and again, I don't understand the people. There are people on your board that are going crazy, that are saying that Tommy Lloyd does nothing well, asking me to name one thing he does well. I guess it doesn't count that he won the second most college basketball games ever in his first 3 years. That doesn't count. The Kylan Boswell would have been, that was the reason Arizona lost to Houston, because a guy that was not on the team was not played. I get that. I mean, I don't get it, but one thing that I need to be very clear about, and then we're going to get into this. You can blame Tommy Lloyd for a lot of things. I do not blame him for that Houston game. Were you at that game, Skier?
Unfortunately, I was.
Yes, I was at that game, and you could just tell in warm-ups, you're like, whoa, this does not look the same. And here's the deal with that. Arizona didn't have any ball handlers in that game. If you don't have any ball handlers against Houston, that's not going to work. I do not blame Tommy. Now, if you want to blame him for Princeton, absolutely. If you want to blame him for, Clemson saying and accountability, we'll get to all of that. I do not blame him for Houston, though.
No, Houston was a better team. It's when that bracket came out, I remember saying that it was BS that Arizona was playing Houston in Texas because A, I had seen enough of Houston to know how good they are, and B, it was a bad matchup. And you look at that roster, they were good, man. Like, that was just a really good team. And in the tournament, people have to realize that it's all about matchups.
Yeah,
like
now Irish Mike, the great
matchup than Arizona.
The great Irish Mike. Now, listen, that was his first year, and you got to remember, too, Kerr, the point guard, was hurt, and that didn't stop him from talking the whole time. But, again, there's a lot to get on Lloyd. We're about to get on Lloyd for a lot of different things. I just cannot beat him up for that Houston game because I just remember thinking to myself, like, even in warm-ups, it just was like, eh. And I don't care about the talent perspective because, again, Mike Krzyzewski's probably the greatest coach in college basketball history. He's right up there. Guess what? I mean, he had the most talent probably 25 times. Or, I don't know if it's 25. Lute Olson definitely had more talent than one national championship. So, it's a one-game proposition. I do not, yes, Irish Mike, very good point. I do not, yes, then the Princeton and Clemson losses we'll get to. The first thing, though, that he has got to do, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. He has got to hit the ball out of the freaking park on this 2025 recruiting class. You have got to get big-time players in this class. By the way, we've only lost 11. I think we started at 252. I think we've only lost 11 people. Holding strong with Arizona basketball talk. Sheer, you got it. And we've already said Dwayne Aristode, who I think we're kind of forgetting a little bit about in all of this, 5-star kid. Although I've never seen somebody that is more, there's a bigger discrepancy. You guys, those Putzes at 24/7 have him at 28. The Rivals folks have him at 8. So hopefully Rivals is wrong and you guys are, or Rivals is right and you guys are wrong. But like I said, this is 2025 is teed up for you. I don't care how it happens. You have got a legacy kid. And here's the thing that we also need to know about the legacies. Legacy kids always go to where their fathers go. You look at the Boozers, you look at Anthony, you look at Jace Richardson. They always go to where their fathers go. If you lose Elijah Arenas, I don't care how it happens, that is a massive, massive concern.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way around it. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. I don't think the coaches would sugarcoat it. If they strike out in this, and look, the transfer portal changes things. I'm in full agreement, belief, I know, but Maine, you cannot strike out. And I don't want to disrespect Dwayne Aristode either. I think he's obviously a really good player. So when I say strike out, I think he's good, but you can't lose Arenas and Burries and Pete. You can't do it. And right. I would go as far as to say is you need one of Arenas and Burries. You
absolutely. No, that to me is non-negotiable. You have to get that. That is non-negotiable for me. You have to get one of those two. And again, I very, very much like Tommy Lloyd. I'm getting beat up on your boards a lot for it. I do not care. But the you got to get one of those two. And that's, oh, by the way, we're back up to 238. Woohoo! You've got to get one of those two. Period. Also, now we got to talk about Koa Pete. You've got to get Koa Pete too. Then this is something, though, that Tommy, this is a decision that Tommy has made that is a lot different than what Sean Miller did. When someone's like, well, if you lose Pete, you know, it's just one guy. Tommy only offers like 3 kids in a class. He doesn't offer 15 kids in a class. He only offers 3. So you give yourself no margin for error, Sheer. That's where I'm at with this. That's his decision. That's totally within his realm. But when you only offer 3 or 4 kids or whatever the case may be, you have to get those kids. Whereas with Sean Miller, he would base, and sometimes the roster construction was a little janky. Janky? Is that, do kids say janky?
Oh, yeah, that's back. We'll bring it back.
Okay, heck yeah. But, you know, but if Miller missed on a kid, guess what? You're probably going to get a Kobe Simmons. Now, you could say that the roster construction wasn't great. I get it, but you never really lacked for talent. Tommy essentially offers about a half of a recruit each year. So you've got to get that half of a recruit.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't like their strategy with offering like
we've never liked it.
Yeah, I just don't. It's not effective to me because if you miss on a kid, that kid that now you maybe pivot to is wondering why you took so long to offer. Sean Miller staff and Sean Miller used to say that what you do is you offer kids and you keep them warm that way. Right. Like it's nowadays you have to offer kids or else they won't take you seriously.
Right.
And it's very hard. Like, let's say they're recruiting Pete and whatever. Right. And they miss. Well, now they have no one to turn to. So now all of a sudden you have one kid in your class and the rest is portal. It's a really difficult strategy to be successful with.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing too, where I'm at this point, and I was thinking about this last night. I would put Murph in charge of the international recruiting if we're going to do this. I don't like Tommy's eye for talent when it comes to internationals. I like Murph's. And the reason I like Murph's is because Murph, obviously Markkanen, Azulis, Ben. I get all of that. Creasa. You tricked me into that one. No. I don't like that one. I do not like Tom. Again, Tommy doesn't care. I do not like Tommy's eye for international talent at this point. I think it's been terrible. I would put Murph in charge of all of that and say, Tommy, you need to focus domestically. I do not like his eye for international talent. What say you?
But a lot of that is Murph. What do you mean? Murph does that stuff.
Yeah, but when listen, I guess here's what I'm saying.
Henry was Murph and Adeba was Murph.
Yeah, but so those guys were actually the ones. That's kind of proving my point. Those are the ones that actually have a little bit of
Conrad was Tommy.
Philly was Tommy.
D was Tommy.
Crevis, Tommy.
Crevis was Tommy. Yeah.
So the guys that are essentially charity scholarships are Tommies.
Oh, come on.
Come on, these are charity scholarships.
You should be playing more.
These are charity scholarships.
Dude, I'm so excited about tomorrow's game. There's going to be 90 turnovers.
Okay. Joseph, no, I'm not going to answer that question. Buzz off. No, I will not answer that question. But either way, that's what it is. Plus Murph was in charge of international recruiting under Sean Miller, and it was good.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You got a huge fly on your face.
I have a huge fly, and then someone said Creasa would be good for this team. Should I bring up the stats, Mike?
Yes, let's bring up the stats. I do not want to hear about Kirk Creasa. No.
Kirk Creasa is averaging 4.4 points, 3.8 assists, and shooting 27.9%.
And go on the Kentucky message boards and see what
27.9%, shooting 26% from three.
And go on the Kentucky message boards and see what they think about Mr. Kirk Creasa. That's all I'm going to say. I do not. Oh, by the way, look at us bouncing back. We're at 249. Like I said, generally we hemorrhage viewers with Arizona basketball talk. Yes. All right. So, anyways, and also there's a couple other things that we got to talk about as well. I do not understand this, and we need to figure it out. Maybe we could have Bruce Pascoe ask this. Why players that just have to play no matter what? That makes no sense to me. There's no accountability in any of that. I don't understand any of that. I don't know if that is it's a heck of, I'll put it to you like this. It's a heck of a coincidence if it is. I don't get that one. That's got to stop, Skier. You agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. You agree with me on that one. Okay. Yeah, no, you do agree with me on everything. Also, what? Oh, we just lost 11 viewers. All right, Caleb Love. We got to talk about Caleb Love. Here's where I'm at with Caleb Love. If you don't, I need Caleb Love to just be a gunner at this point. I need him to go back to doing what he did. I don't care about any of the other stuff. If I've got a beta Caleb Love out on the court that's shooting like 9 times per game, there's no reason to have him out there. If I need to basically go into each one and say, listen, Caleb Love, you are going to shoot the ball 20 times per game. Now, I don't think Tommy ever talked to him about really getting into the paint or anything. It certainly doesn't seem like that. But I think that's kind of where we're at though with him. I got to have that back.
A wise man once said, "Shooters shoot."
Yes.
Caleb Love needs to shoot the ball. Shoot it. Sanford is terrible defensively. I want to see Caleb Love put up 20 shots tomorrow. I can't believe I'm saying that, but they need it. That's what they need.
Yes, that's pretty much where I'm at. That's pretty much where I'm at with this one, is that because if he's going to be out there and he's going to be that, it's just going to be kind of it is what it is. Nick Arenas, why hasn't Mike talked about Awaka and being not so great? I'll take Awaka over Crevis. How about that?
Everyone's not so great.
Nobody's not so great. I think here's the thing. Like with Townsend, to me, here's what at least with Awaka, I know one thing that Awaka is going to do. The problem for me is Townsend at this point. I've never seen a big man that gets no rebounds, doesn't box out, doesn't do anything, and he turns the ball over left and right. He's destructive. That's the
Trey Townsend isn't a big man. That's the problem.
Yeah, but he's not a perimeter player either.
Oh, that's fine, but he's 6'6", 220 pounds. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Townsend fan. You were very wrong on that one.
No. You wanted Javier Amos. Take the L.
I didn't want Javier Amos.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I just said I didn't think what's his name was that good, and he's not.
Yes, Irish Mike Vasar. Yes, I will go with that. All right, Sheer. Before we sign off here, where can they find you doing your stuff?
WildcatAuthority.com in the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shelby.
All right. I am merely Mike Luke. And very much appreciate all of you on here. Very much appreciate it. You guys are the ones that made the chat. Sure, we only lost 11 people when we moved to Arizona basketball. But Mike had high hope. Hey, there was a guy on the staff that told me he was a first-round pick, so don't blame me for that. I'm just I'm just passing the information along. That is it. I will leave you on that one. As always, though, very much appreciate you all. We'll be back on the post-game show tomorrow. Sheer, also, Friday. Are you good to go on the show Friday?
I should be, yeah. My
You got 2
sister's
good days off. All right.
Yeah.
Very much appreciate everybody. TTFN, ta-ta for now. For Jason Shear, for Mr. Kevin L. Thomas, I am merely Mike Luke. You've been listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.